Debate live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a Coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by One Deck, Refracted Curvature, Neil, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Politics Discord server, so welcome one and all.
Greetings.
Hey, welcome, Nathan.
Morning.
Morning. So we're going to have a slightly more condensed version of our politics visit. That is to say that rather than having 4 hours of endless debate where people are yammering over each other and white knights are joining in, we're in a slightly more structured stage, I think it's called, in Discord. As you can probably tell, I'm not particularly familiar, but it means that we'll be more focused, but for a more limited time. So we'll do about an hour, as we normally do live anyway, and that'll be it. But in that particular time, if you did have any questions, there is going to be a link going by to the Politics Discord server, as opposed to the usual Flat Earth Debate Discord server, in the YouTube live chat. So the mods will post a link. If you did want to join and ask a question, you'll just have to come in through that gateway rather than the usual Discord gateway. And as I say, there's a stage set up so you can come in, ask your question, and it's all very organised. So hopefully that'll go well. It's pretty much the same format as we did the very first time we joined the Politics Discord server. So we're going to hopefully roll with this from here on forth, as I say, for a more limited time. So while I was doing the intro, was anybody keen to get anything in straight away? Otherwise, we'll just start by chit-chatting.
Yeah, we got Fade as the first caller.
First caller, I love it. Hey caller, Fades, what's your question?
Oh, so my first question is, are you a flat earther?
Yes.
You are, okay. I'm just kind of curious about like all of the astronauts that have been to space and claim that the Earth is like spherical. I guess if we assume the Earth is flat, they're lying to us or it's some sort of optical illusion. Why would they lie to us?
Okay, there's three things to unpack there. Firstly, it's non sequitur when you suggest that Earth being flat changes the motivation of somebody who's claimed otherwise, because those two things aren't actually connected. Furthermore, when you're asking me to explain their reasoning, why would they lie? I don't have a crystal ball and I can't go into their heads to explain why they would lie. Now, just by pure chance,
I just want to know your
I
interpretation.
haven't quite finished
of why they would
actually
lie.
answering you.
Oh, sorry.
So just by pure chance, you've asked a question where, unlike with most that would be in the same fallacious category, you can actually have an answer that I wouldn't necessarily need to give because I just explained that it's fallacious to connect these two things. But by chance, I will state that astronauts who've said they've been to a sky vacuum, which would violate the second law of thermodynamics, the gas we're breathing would fill that space. If they'd gone to it, we'd all be dead. That makes them liars, unequivocally, categorically liars. But there are very few in this arena that I can actually label with that tag of liar. Astronauts are one of them if they've claimed to be in a sky vacuum or travelling to the moon, because there is no sky vacuum to be in. Therefore, they're definitely liars. But I can't answer your question about their motivation as to why they would lie. I just know that they are lying if they've said they've been in a sky vacuum.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Anything else?
That's about it. I'm actually migrating to become a flat earther right now, so I'm just reading a book on it.
Oh, okay. What was the book you were reading?
Yes. Hold on, I have it on Google. It's saved. It's called "The World Is Flat" by Thomas Friedman.
Cool. Oh, good
I
luck
don't know
with
if you've
that.
ever heard of that before.
I wouldn't normally ask, but I'm 90% there with the assistance of a lot of people around me in finishing my own book, which will be called All Roads Lead to a Flat Earth. And I, without blowing my own trumpet, know it's going to be the standard in terms of flat Earth literature to date. There will be no higher reference
wow.
quality. So buy that when it comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a
I
really
also
good
think
book, Fade. I got that one right here on my desk. I look through it all the time. It's a
really.
yeah, it's really good stuff in there.
Mine will be better.
Especially if you look on page 313, it breaks down all the different things that basically you use a flat earth for. He says, be sure that you talk about navigation skills, judgment, the ability to find your own wisdom and knowledge, the flow of a fire hose. You know, it does like all these basic things that you do every day that demonstrates a flat earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been reading some of these, like, I've been watching some of these TikToks of people that are flat Earth, and I've noticed a trend that Zionists seem to be the problem with everything, man. I think it's the Jews that have been doing all of this.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's not.
stay away from.
No.
That's
Yeah,
that's not.
All
That's
right.
not really.
Hail
The,
Satan, guys. Flat
Oh.
Earth is for retards.
say again. I missed the last comment.
He said flat Earth is for retards.
yeah. I think he spiraled out of control once
Because
he
he won.
realized that Thomas Friedman was describing the flat and stationary Earth.
Did he ad homus
we
as
have,
flat earthers? Did he
that.
stereotype an ad homus as he left then? I didn't quite catch his last comment.
Yeah, it was really high pitched, so it's hard to tell whether he like more of a squawk. The next caller is a smart.
He said flat Earth is for retards.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, he's entitled to his opinion. Fair enough.
Hello?
All right. Yep, got you smart.
All right, good. Okay, so I just want to build on to what Fade was saying before about like asteroids lying and stuff. Not exactly about astronauts lying, but more of all the like video evidence and like live footage. And I'm not like a producer. I'm not an editor, but I'm not aware of any way to like edit a live video. And well, right now on YouTube they have a 24/7 live video of the International Space Station. That's like almost always pointed at Earth and is showing that it is a sphere. And yeah, I just wanted your opinion on that.
All the video footage from Narnia. Therefore, Narnia is real.
No, but that's been shown and proven to be. Are you saying that Narnia is the reason that the Earth is flat right now?
No, so
Or what?
basically,
No,
hold on,
I'm
John. Just one sec.
pointing to your logic.
According to your logic, you're saying that if we have a live feed from Narnia, that makes Narnia real. If I've got footage that says live from Narnia, and by equivalence,
No, but
I
we
haven't
know
quite finished
that Narnia
talking.
is
I haven't
fake
quite finished
because
talking.
we
I haven't
have-
quite finished answering you. You didn't understand, and I'm expanding on it because you didn't understand the equivalence. So I'm expanding on it.
Okay,
No need to interrupt
I'm
me.
answering to go where.
There's no need to interrupt me. I haven't finished talking. I'm still in the same sentence. Don't need to acknowledge it. It's rhetorical. I just need to be able to continue with my sentence that you interrupted. Thank you.
Okay.
By equivalence, Narnia is equivalent to the second law of thermodynamics violation, empty area called a sky vacuum, where this footage would be coming from. An area of volume that the gas we are breathing at high pressure would fill in line with entropic law if it was real. Now, because we are breathing high-pressure gas, there is definitely not a sky vacuum to broadcast live footage from. Ergo, it is instantaneously debunked as fake because it's like taking live footage from Narnia after going through the wardrobe. You can't traverse high-pressure gas and enter a 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum and film images from there. It's not real. It violates natural law. Outer space, the sky vacuum, is fake. So all images and journeys through it are also fake. Immediately.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I just don't want to interrupt you. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So I've still not heard how you. Okay, so you used the second. Yeah. Okay. So the loss. I still don't know how you're debunking like that there, or like how are they editing it? Like that's what I'm wondering.
It's not
Irrelevant.
Because
It's nonsense.
Narnia, we've
Irrelevant.
seen like the. I'm not finished.
Okay, you're asking us about.
Narnia.
Okay, I get you. You're saying you still haven't answered about how well the fur coats will protect them from the minus 27 degrees centigrade
No.
temperatures. I haven't finished responding to you. There you are saying no from the
but
top
you
of me
cut me
before I
off,
finished.
though.
There you are still interrupting through the same sentence, like you did the second time you've done this.
The same to me.
Second time, you just need to shut your mouth while I respond to you. Thank you. No, it's like you asking when you say, well, how do they edit the live footage? Like saying, well, how do they manage to make the fur coats suffer the 27 below zero temperatures of Narnia? It's irrelevant. Narnia's not real. It's irrelevant what you claim is the edited footage from Narnia. I mean, Sky Vacuum. There is no Sky Vacuum to be taking footage from. So it doesn't matter how they lie. The how is irrelevant. They definitely are lying about the area they're claiming to get the footage from, saying, well, how do they edit it? Who cares? They're not filming from a Sky Vacuum because we'd all be dead. The gas we breathe would fill the space in line with entropic law. So it's not, well, what about the editing? It's about what about capturing the footage in the first place from a place that isn't real.
Okay, yeah, but nobody is claiming that Narnia is a real place. Or, well, I'm sure some, like completely crazy
Our
version
analogy's
is.
lost on you.
But,
He doesn't understand an analogy, clearly.
yeah, but no, I'm just
But
trying to.
people are claiming that they can
you're
go
trying
to
to
a
use-
place where gas is not filling, correct? But you can go to a place where gas isn't filling, can you?
Okay, but that's a whole completely different topic.
No, it's not.
That I'm not
Your question
really
about edited footage
particularly
from an
educated
area
on.
that isn't real is not non sequitur. The area, the
No, but
footage that you're asking about the editing is fake. There is no area where gas is not filling where they get the footage. Now, you didn't understand the analogy and started talking about whether or not people claim there's a real Narnia. Well, there might be. Yeah, that's the analogy. The focus is on the place that isn't real, that violates natural law, though, where the footage would have to come from first to then be edited. They didn't get the footage in the first place from that place because that place isn't real. Gas would fill that place. That's it.
Okay, do you know where they got the footage then? Like, can you point me to
Who
any NASA recording
cares?
studio?
Sorry,
I care.
so
I'm asking
okay,
about it.
let me answer you. Do I know where they got the footage? Do I know where they filmed the Narnia footage? Does it matter if it was filmed in the UK or New Zealand? There is no Narnia. Whether they filmed it in New Zealand or England is irrelevant because there is no Narnia. Doesn't matter where they filmed the fake footage that's definitely fake.
Yeah, okay, but science proves to you that it's not fake. We know where Narnia is
No, it
recorded, so we
doesn't.
know that
You
it's
don't know
not
what
fake.
science
John,
is.
You haven't got
John, I've got to
so
get control of you.
you don't-
John, hold on a second. I've got to take control of my own panel. John, please stop doing that.
What?
My panel member's interrupting you, and I'm stopping him.
Oh. Okay, thanks. Yeah, anyways, as I was saying, like, we know where Narnia was recorded, and we know it's fake because we've seen it being recorded. We've seen, like, backstage stuff of it. We have never seen backstage footage of space being faked, or, like, a green screen or whatever.
It's non sequitur.
And you're... What?
It's non sequitur. I've just gone through this with you twice previously. I'm starting to tire of it already. It doesn't matter if I can demonstrate where it was filmed or how it was filmed. If their fraud was seamless, it wouldn't alter my argument against the area that they're claiming to film in. If the sky was a vacuum to take footage from, then the gas you breathe would fill that space in line with entropic law. Ergo, there is no place to film the footage.
Yeah, I know that you're claiming there is no space to film the footage, but 100 million scientists and a ton of research and evidence have been claiming you're wrong since the Greeks. So I don't really know why you keep trying to say that space is fake when there's
Okay.
so much evidence against that.
Yeah, we got
I-
that.
I
Okay, we
honestly-
got you.
when I first got
Okay,
into
you
this-
spewed baseless assertion with no evidence to back it. There's so much evidence from so many scientists. Yeah, that's a non sequitur appeal to consensus fallacy that doesn't address the second law of thermodynamics violation, sky vacuum, and entropic gas dispersion into it. How many people say it's real doesn't alter that gas fills space? Your appeal to consensus is non sequitur. That's two fallacies in one. We move on from this guy because he's just going to offer up. Yeah, we're on to the fourth time I've covered it with him. If he's too stupid to understand, doesn't even understand the bloody analogy, I don't want to go through it 15 times with him. We're on 4 so far. Do we need to go through it with this guy again? I'm going to start getting irritated with him, calling him stupid. We're already halfway there.
All right, Smart, do you
Yeah,
have
good
another
debate.
topic you want to raise, or was that the only one?
Well, we also got a few other
Can I ask
people
you
there.
Yeah, get the other people up. I'm not really educated about like second law of thermodynamics. Let's get someone else who is.
We'll go and look
All
it
right,
up.
thanks for calling.
Gas, it's simple. Gas fills space. Like hot goes to cold. It's a law of nature. If you fart, it will fill the room. Because gas fills space. It's fairly simple. Now, if the sky was a space for your fart, it would dissipate into it instantly. It doesn't because we're under containment. So we're not going to be going to an area beyond the non-containment where gas doesn't disperse into areas, because that violates natural law. Gas fills space. Simple.
Albanian, next caller. What do you got?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to ask, what kind of proof would you like to prove that the Earth is round? Like, what would you accept?
What would I? I've already accepted it because it's measured that way.
That the Earth is round?
So what measurements do you have for a round Earth, please?
Yeah, sure. We have numerous mathematical equations. Do you want them?
Did you not hear what I asked for? Because it seems like you're asking me if I want equations.
measurement.
Excuse me, I'm talking and you seem to be interrupting immediately. I asked you for your measurements and you told me you'd got numerous calculations. So we'll try that once more because you didn't. There you are interrupting me again.
Measurements.
There
is
you
the
are
calculations.
interrupting me again. I haven't taken breath. I'm going to reiterate the question that you ignored and changed into a different question and now interrupting my reiteration. Under much frustration with you still talking. I have not paused, sir. Shut your mouth and listen to the question that will, I assure you, annihilate your fundy religious faith in there being ball measurements, because there aren't any. But I'll ask you again for a second time, hopefully without interruption. Could you offer me some ball measurements, please, sir?
Yeah, I can. They're in the mathematical equation.
He's an idiot. Remove him from my presence. He's stupid.
What?
F it up, dick brain. You're stupid. If you don't understand the difference between calculations and measurements that the globe Earth definitely doesn't have, because the inference of a globe Earth is derived, that would be calculated, from the flat Earth elevation angle measurements. I'll say it once more. Measurements off a flat Earth. 2 stars. That's how the globe is created, with those measurements of a flat Earth. You don't have any globe measurements. You've got derivations and calculations based on the measurements of Earth itself, which is flat. That's what we actually have. That's why I am a flat earther, because that is how Earth is measured. It's also how the globe gets calculated. Your fundy sphere belief is based on the flat Earth measurements. That's why I asked for them. Your globe ones you don't have, that is. Next.
All right.
All right.
So
well,
next we have, well, we've got Brenda, but I think that we're going to skip that one. We'll go to Nick.
For the audience's benefit, we're skipping Brenda because she suggested that I should have my children removed from me. That's why I no longer wish to talk to her. She's scum and doesn't deserve to be in my presence.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey, Nick.
So I get there is some animosity, but I'm gonna try to stay positive, and I'm gonna try to be as objective as I can.
Hooray.
And I hope that I won't interrupt you, and you won't interrupt me, and that we can have a conversation that hopefully sways one of us, right? No? Okay.
yeah,
well-
present what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
So
the 7 questions on the table. If you want to answer one of those, or do you got something else?
I have many. I would like to start off though with the one that we're just talking about. I think it was the person Nathan Oakley, 1980, that said something about the second law of thermodynamics, right?
Yeah, that's question 7. Gas pressure without a container.
Yeah, great. So maybe I'm uneducated, so help me out. But when I go and look up the laws of thermodynamics, all of them, right? I can't really find the definition that he mentions, right? It's an interpretation of entropy, and I appreciate that, but I can't really verbatim see the one that was listed. So my issue is this, right? The second law of thermodynamics does talk about pressure gradients, or rather entropy, right? But you could interpret that with pressure gradient, sure. But the problem is it very clearly lists an isolated system, right? And I think that was left out purposefully because Earth is not an isolated system, and you should be aware of that. And if you think that it is the case that it is an isolated system, I would like to hear why. So I guess that would be the first point. Because if you're going to use that as a segue point to say, well, it invalidates any space travel, then you should be able to defend the claim that it's an isolated instance, right? So yeah.
You done?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have any positive claims to make about the sky. My pointing out the laws of nature that dictate that gas fills space is my overcome to a positive claim that the sky is a vacuum. So beyond that claim that I assume you would make as a zealot believer in the globe, I don't have any claims in that regard, so I don't see any need to defend anything in that regard. What's that you say? Isolated something or other? Sorry, prove your sky's a vacuum. That's a positive claim you make, not me. Just to be clear.
Right. I don't know if you misunderstood my question. The first one was, could you read out the definition of the second law of thermodynamics you are invoking, right, as a counter, right? So that would be the first one, which you haven't done. And then the second one, yeah, was to defend the claim that it's an isolated system. Well, I'm going to say, sure, you perhaps not bringing up the claim, but if you're bringing a counterclaim, then you have to defend that in much the same way that you have to defend an original claim, right?
No, it would
Since
mean
I'm
that
just
you would have to
joining in right
defend my
now, I think that
counterclaim.
was, anyway, I don't know why you're interrupting.
Because you'd finished.
thought we
You
had a
told me that I
agreement.
need to address your point. You've reiterated it, and now I'm going to suggest that no, given that I don't have a positive claim to make about the sky, if you're suggesting that, as per my rebuttal, gas does not fill space, then perhaps you could give me a demonstration that counters my rebuttal, as opposed to challenging me to prove something about isolated systems when I don't have a positive claim in that regard. The positive claim on the table is that the sky is a vacuum. My rebuttal is gas fills space. So if you say, no, gas does not fill space, show me gas not filling an area of volume, please.
And while I appreciate the strawman argument, that's not what happened. So what I did say, and I don't know why I got muted, right, is I'm okay with you not doing what I asked you to. But if your counter to space being real is the invoking the second law of thermodynamics and invoking the term natural law, right? You said natural laws. I'm presuming you're talking about natural law, right? Or laws of nature, you said. So you used it wrong again, but it's okay. I'm assuming that's what you're invoking. Even those, right, are just human-made. Now, they're thought to be something that exists outside of us, right? But that hasn't been proven, at least to my knowledge, right? So if you're saying, well, essentially I don't have to defend that claim, but you're at the same time invoking it as a scientific sort of backbone that has any weight, I'm just going to say your argument against space is just as good as an and that's not a conversation that I can really engage in. So yeah, that's too bad. I thought that you were better, so.
So that's an ad hominem attack in lieu of an actual argument. Now, gas dispersion is a widely demonstrated fact. Would you like me to go and get you a university professor demonstrating gas filling an area of volume in line with entropic law in a university lecture about entropic law as per the second law of thermodynamics? Would you like me to demonstrate gas filling space? Because I can easily do that. My question in rebuttal to your... why would you be interrupting me, I wonder, triggered zealot who can't overcome a second law of thermodynamics violation sky vacuum claim that you have in the affirmative? It would seem that you'd be interrupting me at the point that I say, no, you haven't overcome anything I've said with your nonsense, waffle and word salad. That doesn't overcome the fact that gas fills space, and I can easily demonstrate that fact as per the description in the second law of thermodynamics of gas filling space, which is precisely what it does always. That's the description of it. It's called entropy. Now, if you say that, no, gas doesn't fill space, the space that I say the sky is, then you need to show me gas not filling space. Third time I've said it. I got a load of wad full of nonsense and word salad in response to the third repetition. Let's see how I go on this time. Show me gas not filling a vacuum, please. I can prove gas fills a vacuum. I can show it. University lecturers demonstrating it. So that's not going to be hand-waved by you, because it's easily demonstrable. Meanwhile, that disproves the sky is a vacuum, because as per the demonstrations that the university lecturers give, gas fills vacuums. So unless you can show otherwise, sky vacuum debunked, gas would fill it as per the university lecturers and demonstrations of exactly that. Gas fills vacuums. The sky isn't one. The gas we're breathing would fill it. You haven't overcome that.
Yeah, I actually don't even have to overcome that because it's a different topic. I mentioned this at the beginning, so I'm real perplexed of how you missed it, but I'm going to try to talk slow, and I hope you get it this time, right? So this is when you talk about a closed system, and I try to get out of you if you understand what the difference between a closed system and an open system in relation to entropy, right? But it's apparent you don't. So no, I don't need to see a closed system demonstration of how entropy behaves with gas pressure gradient. No, I don't need that because that's not the topic. What I am needing actually is burden of how would evidence suffice in a flat Earth narrative, right? So if you say, well, any claim made can be debunked by, say, second law of thermodynamics, right? Then you have to defend the second law of thermodynamics in an open system. And when it's proven to be violated, you should engage with that, right? If you're going to say, well, the only thing
Sorry,
that
can
I
you just stop him from telling me what I'm going to say, please? Can you stop him from telling me what I'm going to say before I've said it? Could you stop him? No, I don't need telling what I'm going to say. If you're going to say something that completely ignores what I've previously already addressed, I'll speak slower. In a flat Earth context, end quote, I don't have a claim. Perhaps you're stupid or deaf, as this is the second time I have addressed this also. No sky claim from me, dum-dum. You claim vacuum, gas fills vacuums. We'd be dead if the sky was one. What's my proof in rebuttal? The law of nature demonstrated by university professors in lectures about the second law of thermodynamics, where they demonstrate unequivocally this description of gas behaviour, where it fills a vacuum. Gas fills vacuums. Space debunked. Your word salad and ignorance of my lack of claim doesn't overcome the second law. Furthermore, your attempted obfuscation and non sequitur about closed and isolated systems has no bearing on the fact that gas fills vacuums. It's not a rebuttal, it's word salad. Fourth time, I'm pretty sure I don't want to do it a fifth, unless he's got anything else. The sky is not a vacuum. If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill the space in line with entropic law as demonstrated. No overcome has been offered because there isn't one. He's not going to alter that gas fills vacuums. It's a law of nature. So the sky's not one. A vacuum. Like they claim they get these images from space from. They don't. It's all fake. It violates the second law of thermodynamics because gas fills vacuums. Simple. Done.
Great. So again, I will say this, right? It's apparent that we're not going to progress in this part.
Okay, we're gonna go next caller.
Okay. Yep. I think we should go to Reggie. She's been waiting
Yeah,
a while there
with
and
Smart.
coming in and out. We've already spoken to Smart.
All right, Reggie. Welcome to the channel or the call.
Reggie.
Hi. I don't really have a question about like the facts. What I'm curious
I can't
about
hear her.
is
She's too quiet.
what you think
I can't
what you
hear you.
think the point is of all this.
You get closer to your mic. I can't really hear you.
What do you think the point of this is? Like, why does every government feel the need to like conspire to keep this big secret or lie going on? Like, what's the point?
I don't know. It's an appeal to motivation fallacy.
I'm just curious what your perspective is on it.
Did you hear what my response was?
Yeah, I'm just curious what your
Could you
idea
repeat?
about it
Could you
was.
repeat my response? What was my response?
You're a real asshole. Like, you're so mean.
I'm just asking you to repeat my response. Could
Okay.
you do that or not?
No, I heard what you said.
What did I say?
I'm just curious about your thoughts on it. Is that okay? Am I
What
not
was
allowed
my
to
response?
ask
I've
that?
given you my thoughts on what you asked me, and I'd
Okay,
like you to
thank
repeat
you.
them so I can acknowledge that you actually heard me and understood what I said in response, because you don't seem to be acknowledging what I actually said. I'll repeat it now. Are you listening?
No,
No, she left.
she's
She left on her
she's
own.
Okay.
left. Yeah.
No worries. I'll just summarise. It was an appeal to motivation fallacy. She was unprepared to address her fallacious reasoning and instead reiterated her question that was the same appeal to motivation fallacy. Okie dokie. Thank you for that, Reggie.
All right, we got
All
geeks.
right.
Hey man, you sound pretty upset. Like, why are you so pissed off?
Oh, geeks, come on, man.
You can
We
do
just had a
better.
discussion about this. I
You
don't
can
want to
do
throw
better
you
than
back
that,
in the
geeks.
audience, dude.
Pull
I'm
a
just,
mulligan.
I'm just, I'm
Hey,
just
geeks.
checking to see why this guy, what's his?
Yeah, geeks, pull a mulligan. Start it over. Okay?
Okay.
You got your little jab.
That's all right.
Now
Can I
do
just
yours.
counter that? Earth is measured flat and outer space is fake. The entire world is under the misapprehension that they're standing on a spinning water ball flying through a sky vacuum that has been derived from measurements of a flat plane with respect to a parallel plane of the lights in the sky we use to navigate the flat Earth that we measured. So, just so there's some counterbalance to the ad hom fallacies that I seem to get consistently, I'll just point out that Earth's measured flat. And anybody with a globe belief who is here has their globe faith based on those flat Earth measurements. Just want to be the antidote to the ad homs and stupidity that I seem to suffer.
Sure. Listen, Ned Oakley, you seem really pissed off. Okay, you seem upset.
Can you get rid of this guy,
So-
please? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Flat Earth Ranger.
I just have two things to say. Basically, these people's feelings are connected to the ball and they aren't listening. They aren't absorbing what you are saying. That's number one. Number two, is there going to be a live text chat for the audience?
Yes,
Oh.
there is. It's just above the room. Flat Earth questions.
I love
Here,
it.
I'll tag you so you can find it.
Cool.
It's funny though, isn't it, guys? It's funny that they're coming in. We're after their, supposedly globe proof, and we've had nothing whatsoever to do with that. With the 3 or 4 people who've been in, it's to do with gas pressure, appeal to authority, and just ad hominem attacks. Where's the curvature measurements? Come on, Globers.
Look into my
let's,
eyes.
give
Not around
Smart
the
another
eyes, look
go.
into the eyes. I've got calculations.
I think Smart dipped out earlier because he didn't understand entropy, but he's back in. He seemed to be not too bad last time, so we'll give him another crack. He might have a different question this time.
Hey, Craig, can you tag me real quick to that? I don't see it either.
Yeah,
Hello.
no problem.
All right, yeah, I'm back. I did just go and look up a bit about what you just said. Nobody asked about the gas filling a vacuum stuff, and well, what I'm seeing
Space,
here.
gas filling space.
What?
Gas will fill.
Gas fills space.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is that on Earth and on other celestial beings, it doesn't because of gravity. So I was just wondering what you wanted to say about that.
Where are you seeing that?
When I look it up.
Oh, I'm
hold on.
slightly confused. Sorry, where do you observe with your eyes gas not filling vacuums because of gravity? But I mean, where do you observe this with your eyes?
On Earth.
No,
When
on
I
Earth
look up at the sky.
No. That's a begging the question fallacy. You're saying, I suggest the sky is a vacuum. What's your evidence? Look at the sky. I say it's a vacuum. No. If it was a vacuum, the gas we're breathing would fill that area of volume. If you suggest that because you've Googled it, they say, no, the sky really is a vacuum and gas just doesn't fill it. Yeah, that's surprising that the heliocentric rhetoric that's 500-year-old Copernican Roman Catholic Church nonsense about being on a ball after measuring Earth flat to create that model I say model. I'm going to have to adapt my language. That mathematical extrapolation from flat Earth measurements of a ball in a sky vacuum, it would violate the natural law that is gas filling space. I appreciate that there's lots of lies you were raised in them, but that doesn't alter what we observe to be true, and there's the laws of nature that describe things that occur always, like gas filling vacuums. That's a law of nature. It's what occurs always, in spite of what your religious texts tell you online. We don't observe that. Unless you can show me gas not filling a vacuum, I'm going to go with the law of nature that gas always does that. Therefore, the sky is not a vacuum, in spite of you going, look, I believe that that's an area with men floating around in it, and it's a vacuum and gas just isn't filling it. No, that's a violation of natural law, you pointing at the sky and just telling me it's a vacuum. It's still a violation of that same natural law.
Okay. Okay, but so you're asking me to prove that gas doesn't fill a vacuum, right?
Yeah, you won't do it. It's a violation of a law of nature. Yes, I'm confirming that I'm asking you to violate a law of nature to prove that the sky is a vacuum. Yes, to prove the sky is a vacuum, you'll have to prove that you can violate a law of nature. That's correct. Can you violate that law of nature and show me gas not dispersing into areas of volume in line with the entropic law of nature known as the second law? Can you show me that to save your sky vacuum belief?
Well, I can't really show you that on Earth.
It's because it doesn't happen. It's because it doesn't happen, and your appeal to, I could show you if I went out to the area that they lie to me about. You're not going to do that, though. It just violates natural law, and you just believe that there's an area you could go to, but you're not. It's just the magical men in the sky vacuum with their suits that stop the gas there breathing from filling the vacuum in their spacesuits, but they look back on an Earth without a spacesuit on it. And that gas isn't filling the area that they need to protect themselves from. Yeah, that's garbage and a violation of the natural law known as the second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah, okay. Right now I'm just getting, I'm just thinking of the prove a ball, water on a ball spinning argument. That's what I'm getting from this right now, because because the problem is you want me to prove that gravity, which I'm claiming is that it's gravity that is holding the gas down on Earth. You want me to prove that that doesn't happen?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask you for that. No, I did not ask you for that. You've come along and suggested that when you assume gas doesn't fill space, the reason is because of gravity. Well, first show me that gas doesn't fill space, and then we'll figure out what's causing that gas to not fill space. No, gas will always fill space. Gas doesn't go down, go boom, boom, go splash, splash with gravity. Gas expands at a high rate of speed in whatever direction it's travelling. Gravity, in 109-year out-of-date rhetoric, is a downward bias with respect to the centre of Earth. That's a force. In current vernacular, as per Einstein 109 years ago, it's a bent pseudo-Riemannian space-time and is not a force. So regardless of which gravity you choose to pick, gas does not go down, and pseudo-space-time bending doesn't have a force to do anything to gas. Meanwhile, gas fills space. Always. It's a law of nature. So you saying it doesn't because of my appeal to bent space-time, or because of my appeal to out-of-date, incorrect Newtonian forces of down, when gas is not going down, it comes out of the ground and goes up. So gravity debunked in all respects. Even though I didn't need to, it's non sequitur the fact that there's a law of nature being violated if the sky's a vacuum. So I've addressed your non sequitur even though I didn't need to of gravity. Hope that's enough for you.
No, wait, hold on. I got one more thing. You keep saying that gas doesn't go down, which is just not true, because you can observe when liquid nitrogen is exposed to air, it goes down. That's because heat rises and cold it doesn't. And space is really, really cold.
Okay, sorry. So... Can you show me the liquid nitrogen factories in the sky, please? Excuse me, I'm still asking a question to debunk your stupid claim, but it seems I'm being yammered through before I've even attempted to debunk the stupid crap that just... No, he's never going to shut up. Stupid man, are there liquid nitrogen factories in the sky pouring gas down upon us? Where would this gas be produced, pray tell?
I'm not claiming that there's liquid nitrogen. The liquid nitrogen.
Did you not hear my
The point
question?
is that-
I didn't ask you what you weren't claiming. I said, given that your
Yeah.
claim is that liquid nitrogen go down, go boom, boom, you're going to show me where it's produced in the sky and coming down. Like rain. Can you do that?
I'm not sure there's been an experiment of that. I can.
Is it
look
a
up
no? Or is it a question about whether or not we're applying scientific validity to phenomena that I'm not describing? Does gas
No,
go
but
down,
I'm
go
not-
boom, boom? Is there liquid nitrogen factories in the sky? I just need a no, because there aren't. Then I'll make my conclusion
there
when you, who keeps yammering through me, the one annihilating his stupid garbage, feels that he needs to talk while he's shown how stupid he is. There aren't any liquid nitrogen factories in the sky pouring gas down. All gases are produced at ground level. And all gases, in order for them to be amongst all other gases, must come from the ground and go up, without exception. There are no gases going down, go boom, boom from sky factories, in spite of your attempts to manufacture a circumstance where you introduce a high concentration of gas into already existing gas pressure. That means that we've already got existent gas pressure. Well, where did we get the existent gas pressure from in the first place? If the sky's a vacuum, you can make this demonstration. We need to be at pressure first. And if the sky's a vacuum, in spite of this la-la land non sequitur red herring that we're going along for some reason, we've got to, overcome to the fact that if we had a sky vacuum, we'd have absolutely no gas whatsoever, because the very first gas particle that came out of the ground would bugger off into the sky vacuum. For my audience, let's pretend this is the bullshit world of sphere Earth in a sky vacuum 3 bazillion years ago, and there's no gas. The very first particle comes out of the ground and buggers off into a 10 to the minus 17 torr sky vacuum to be never seen again. We'd never develop pressure. Yeah, this clown shoes is asking me about, in the existent pressure that doesn't overcome the fact I've got a belief in a sky vacuum, what happens if I introduce artificially some liquid nitrogen into already existent gas pressure? Who cares? Naturally, all gases are produced at the ground, so there are no exceptions. If the sky was a vacuum, we'd still all be dead. La la land over. Non sequitur defeated.
Okay, so you're putting words in my mouth because I never once claimed that there's actually liquid nitrogen going up in the atmosphere. I use that as a point that gas doesn't always go up. Liquid nitrogen can go up, even though it's really, really cold and it goes down. If it's disturbed by a different force, it can go up. And it might
Sorry, he's ignoring my actual rebuttal. He's ignoring my rebuttal and focusing on the non sequitur. So he's ignoring my rebuttal. Sorry, can you stop him? Can you stop him? He's completely ignored my actual rebuttal and he's now focusing on the non sequitur I took apart. Your non sequitur's not going to get debated about. Gas-filled space. The sky is not a vacuum. I don't want this la 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 non sequitur to be reiterated when I've just taken a giant steaming dump on it. Gas-filled space. Your argument about introduction of liquid nitrogen into already existing gas pressure is not an overcome to your claim the sky is a vacuum, because we'd all be dead. We couldn't make this non sequitur example. Ergo, I don't want you to discuss the non sequitur for a third time. Gas fills space. Outer space has been debunked. It's a violation of natural law. Let's not have a third rendition of your non sequitur discussion about introduction of liquid nitrogen. It's been dealt with. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, I don't. This is not a fun debate. You're just
Well, it was lovely talking to you. Your space sky vacuum's fake. It's a violation of natural law in spite of your invocation of a gas go down, go boom, boom gravity. That didn't work. It was completely non sequitur. You needed your example to take place in existent gas pressure that we wouldn't have if the sky was a vacuum. So outer space is fake. Thank you for trying, though. Yeah, you got a fundy faith in something that violates natural law. On you go.
Does he have a citation that gravity overcomes the second law of thermodynamics?
No, he definitely won't.
Right out the gate. He said he's seen it. Where'd you see it at?
He just lied.
He's gone now. He's
target.
Yeah.
So
He's
from
been booted off the stage,
excuse
QE,
me,
but
excuse me.
he's seen it
Just one sec,
occurring with the
AJ.
Earth.
Just one sec.
Just 1 second, AJ. From Tech Target, a gas
Yeah.
has no fixed shape or volume. The atoms or molecules that make up the gas fill the container that holds them. The gas expands until it is uniformly distributed throughout the container, even in the presence of gravity. If not confined to a container, a gas will disperse into space. End the citation.
But even with the
That's
la
just that.
land of bent pseudo force space time that affects nothing with no force, it's still going to fill space. Space is still fake. There is no outer space sky vacuum. There's no images from space. There's no moon travel. There's no Mars travel. Everything that is claimed to come from an area of volume gas is not filling, that's outer space, a sky vacuum, is fake. And all men who claim to have been to it are liars.
And Mr. Isolated System, your little wiki bagak that doesn't know what the second law of thermodynamics is, from Professor Caustic. The second law of thermodynamics is universal and valid without exception in closed and open systems, in equilibrium and non-equilibrium, in inanimate and animate systems, that is, in all space and time scales. Useful energy, non-equilibrium work potential is dissipated in heat and entropy is generated. End of citation. Got another question for Mr. Isolated System. The second law of thermodynamics is a natural law. There are no isolated systems in nature. So are you saying the second law of thermodynamics, a natural law, only applies to systems that are not found in nature? Nick, the dick. Is that what you're saying, you clowns?
Got time for a couple more questions if there's anybody else out there. Maybe 10, 15 minutes more.
Regis is the next caller.
Yeah, hi. So the second law of thermodynamics is about entropy going from the systems going from lower to higher entropy, energy equalizing and dissipating.
Not all.
Gravity, as observed, counteracts this to some extent. It doesn't literally decrease entropy, but it does.
It's not entropy.
Because of the existence of gravitational potential energy, it's lost when objects are caught at gravity wells.
You missed define entropy with citation, please.
Define entropy?
With citation.
He transfers in systems from areas of higher heat to lower.
He's not asking you to describe it, he's asking you to cite it.
Cite it? Like where I got that definition from?
Yeah, with quotes around it so we can read it verbatim.
You only gave half the definition, by the way. There's classical thermodynamics, which you just stated, and then molecular thermodynamics. You don't know what entropy is. You're a wiki parroting pretender clown.
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah, I haven't heard
anything. You Googled that nonsense.
I mean,
you just wiki Googled that nonsense. It's the first one that came up, right?
Okay.
I know what you did.
I know this is.
I've only joined just to give one citation.
All right, there's the definition. Would you please provide your definition after reading mine?
It's not
my definition is what entropy is.
Everyone stop for a second. Well, we're going to... Adam wants to add one thing, but just before he does... Everyone just chill.
The flat earth
Everyone just chill. Stop talking. That means chill. Stop. Right. Adam's got something to add. Furthermore, this is fun and all, going through the description of entropic law, but gas fills space. You know, how we bandy the description we have ascribed in our language is irrelevant. Gas will always fill space. That description describes things that occur always. The description's irrelevant. What occurs always? Gas filling space, debunking the sky vacuum. So fun though this is and all, I'm not interested in debunking or arguing about second law of thermodynamics misapprehensions. Gas fills space. Who cares beyond that? Outer space is fake. Adam, go ahead.
Well, the second law of thermodynamics doesn't describe the process of gas filling space. It describes the process of higher entropy to lower entropy in systems.
Really? So if I get a university professor to describe how it is precisely that with a demonstration of gas filling a vacuum as his example when he describes the second law, would you eat your words and say how wrong you were?
No. I mean, that's
well, then I don't need to talk to you anymore. If you wouldn't concede when a university professor gives a lecture on the fact that you're wrong, or you wouldn't accept that, then I don't need to talk to you anymore, do I? Adam, go ahead.
Okay, so just in addition, we're giving citation. So this is Professor of Chemistry, Edward E. Mason, one of my favourites of the week. The remarkable feature of gases is that they appear to have no structure at all. They have neither a definitive size nor shape. And if you knew about gas behaviour, you'd know why he sarcastically uses the word remarkable there. We're in this stage. There's a reason professors use words like that. They're being sarcastic because people come to the table with nonsense where they ignore what they learned when they were 12 years old, which are the basics of gas behavior. It will fill a space, given that the space is available. Simple as.
So if there was a massive available space above our head that men fly to the lights in, we'd all be dead because the gas would be filling it. It isn't, therefore there is no sky vacuum. Let's not discuss the second law that describes that fact.
Gravity resisted.
Why is it my conclusion? You already conceded that even if I showed you a demonstration from a university professor giving a lecture, you wouldn't accept it. Now you think you can yammer through me? Get lost. You wouldn't accept it. You still think that it's your excuse to yammer. Your time is done, but you think that what? You're going to obfuscate the fact of the law of nature that describes gas filling your fake sky vacuum with men in it? All that matters is that gas fills sky vacuum. So there isn't one. That's the only pertinent point. You want to barney on about how we don't understand the second law description of gas filling space. Gas fills space. There's no sky vacuum. Your endless non sequiturs and concession that you wouldn't even accept me giving you a university lecture talking about and physically showing that happening. You said you wouldn't accept it even then. So you're useless. You're a zealot. In the face of obvious demonstrations in physical reality, you deny them. Why? Because it undermines your faith in a sky vacuum with little men in suits that have to abide by this law, otherwise they wouldn't be breathing. Oh, well, they need a spacesuit, otherwise all the gas that they're breathing would fill the sky vacuum. But they can look back on Earth without any containment. You're all delusional. You think we want to argue about the second law with you? No. Your space sky vacuum's fake, and you've got lots of liars that lie to you about it, and you've all fallen victim to it, and think that the best way to go about undermining our debunking of your religion is to discuss the law of nature that describes that fact. No. Sky vacuum's fake. There are no men in the space that you thought you had when you were growing up. There's no trips to the moon. There's no trips to Mars. Elon Musk's lying to you. Neil Armstrong lied to you.
Well, we already went over fairy tale gravity and its reaction with the second law of thermodynamics. Oh, we already did that.
Time for one more question.
Yeah, he didn't listen.
5 more minutes.
Well, how can you disprove gravity, actually?
Don't have to.
I thought we already did that. Can we go down the gravity road now?
You provided no counter argument to gravity. You just said it doesn't.
Okay, no worries. Stop. Hold on.
Citation in direct response to your nonsense, but we can go down gravity road. Which gravity are you talking about?
Why? We don't need to go through gravity. It doesn't change that gas fills space and the sky vacuum's debunked. Do you think this non sequitur onto an... Excuse me, I'm responding to you, and there's him yammering through me. What a shock. Do you think this immediate hand wave of what I've just covered literally 3 minutes ago? No, this is non sequitur. Talking about gravity's got nothing to do with the outer space sky vacuum being debunked. Gas would fill it. What's that? You want to talk about gravity instead of a concession of how fake your sky vacuum is? Oh, no, I won't allow that. No, gravity's completely non sequitur. QE just covered that a couple of minutes ago also. Even in the presence of gravity, maybe you weren't listening. Making you deaf or stupid, who cares? Yeah, your space vacuum, your place where men go, that's still fake, regardless of your desire to talk about something else that's not real, that's gravity. Who cares? Space is fake. Outer space
Do
is
they
not
want to hear it again?
Anything else? We've got a couple more minutes. Hold on, QE. Anybody else got a new question?
Well,
yeah, we
have huge Jazz in the with his hand up here as well. So if we want
This peanut gallery has been quite entertaining.
Well, you're the poster child of it.
Huge Jazz.
Hello. Right. So I had a question for Nathan. I had two questions actually. So I just want to understand you guys' beliefs a bit more. So this downward acceleration that we feel, towards the ground, why do you guys think that happens?
Right, why do we didn't claim that does happen. It doesn't. Yes.
You don't
There's
think
me
that there's a
after
downward
three
acceleration?
friggin' words cross my lips, and he's immediately talking. What a shock. As he's just immediately interrupted me after 3 words, I'm going to berate this idiot. Shut your mouth, idiot, while I answer you, you dumbass. That means don't respond. That was rhetorical also. No, gas doesn't go down. Maybe you haven't been listening for the last 45 minutes. Gas isn't going down. Are you going to show me nitrous oxide friggin' factories in the sky? No, you are not. Gas is produced at ground level. It expands out and up away from the ground when it's produced naturally. Now, if you're going to give me any examples of non-natural circumstances where you introduce gases into already existing gas pressure, I won't give a toss. Gas doesn't go down. You ever experienced a puddle of your own fart? No, you have not. When you fart, it dissipates throughout your home, letting everybody around you know how stinky and dirty you are. Okay, dirty man, with your dirty farts that don't form puddles. Gas fills space. You think things go down? Oh, really? Have you never seen a cloud?
Can I go now? Okay, so if you
Did you hear my question? Are you deaf or stupid? Have you seen a cloud?
No.
So you're blind and sheltered. So you're a man who's stuck in a basement playing video games. You've never seen a cloud, dum-dum.
I thought you said, have you seen a cloud?
Have you seen a cloud 3rd times a charm?
Yes.
So all things go down, do they, dum-dum?
No.
No. That would be your stupid zealot religious belief that you're now yammering through the annihilation of.
Okay.
That means shut your mouth.
Okay,
that means shut your mouth while you get berated for your stupidity, dum-dum. Doesn't mean keep talking as I show how stupid you are. That you've failed to see the clouds above your stupid head. Yeah, that makes you a buffoon who can't keep his mouth shut. A buffoon who talks idiocy and asks me about all things going down. What a clown. What a globe-believing numpty! Can't even notice the clouds and feels he needs to chant through the annihilation of his own stupidity. Belligerence in the face of stupidity. Pure belligerence in the face of his own dumbass stupidity. No, dum-dum. We've got clouds. You asking me why all things go down? That makes you stupid. My name's Nathan Oakley, and I'm calling you stupid. And all you can do is you're demonstrably shown to be stupid is yammer through the facts being laid out for you that you can't even notice the clouds above your own stupid head. You think that means it's your turn to talk through me? No, dumb globe-believing numpty idiot. You're just not very observant when you ask me why all things go down, now are you? That makes you retarded. Why would you be asking such a stupid question? Oh, I know why, ladies and gentlemen. He's a globe believer. So he's got his Dunning-Kruger deflector shields up while I'm asking him if he's seen clouds 3 times. And then he sniggers when he goes, well, yeah. Yeah, I see those things in the sky, debunking my stupid claim I asked you about. Okay, dum-dum. Enjoy the beration by me, Nathan Oakley, a flat earther demonstrably proving your stupidity. Thank you for trying. Better luck next time. Got time for one more? No, I think we haven't. We're out of time. First of all, though, I'm going to say a massive, huge, enormous thank you to today's Politics Discord server moderation and, of course, all the public participants who joined in that politics server. Hopefully there'll be a link from my own moderation team in the YouTube live chat so you can join that server, which is epic when it's run to this type of efficiency it has been today. So, again, a huge thank you to the Politics Discord mods. I'm so made up, as you can probably tell by the big smile on my face. Of course, a massive thank you to all of you in my Nathan Oakley 1980 live stream. If you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to today's G+ panel and the Discord server for making today's live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.